Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? How is everybody? We have a bit of a different visual this week because this week is Charitable Rust 2022. We've been taking part in the server, having a lot of fun. You too can also take part. So we've been doing the mazes. We did an obstacle course. We did the weird labyrinth. That was awkward. You couldn't, you couldn't jump on mushrooms.
Couldn't make it. I failed.
So there's a whole bunch of fun activities to do, and it's all available. You just have to jump onto the Rustified servers. There's two separate ones as well, aren't there? There's the what are the other ones? Aren't there ones for Bed Wars tomorrow and whatnot?
That's right. Yep.
Yes.
There's a parallel event server that's going on with a whole bunch of other activities right now. That's like there's the Charitable Rust main server, but then there's also like the game mode servers.
Yeah.
So like every 2 hours it's on rotation. So there's like Turf Wars. There's a bunch of different little maps. One they call Quarry, Power Plant, Island Defense. There's a bunch of little mini game things.
There's the mini copter island.
Yep.
I can't fly through a hoop. So, let's just get a nice establishment for what we're about to do. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Saturday Skin Showcase. I'm your host, Hedge, and of course, with my co-host right here, Mr. MICRØ, dressed in a ever so lovely looking chef outfit. Nice looking hat, nice looking hammer. So, we have a few groups of skins to look at today, which we'll review from both a gameplay and a Steam market investment point of view. First, we'll take a look at this week's Rust item store rotation, and we'll follow that up with a look at any workshop submissions from the week, which could be viewed as continuations of existing sets. We hope that this information will properly prepare us to make informed investment decisions about both upcoming and existing Steam market items. If you have any insights of your own that you'd like to share, please feel free to contribute to the chat, my Twitch chat right here. Hello, how all of you doing? But also, if you also wish to come join our Discord server, which is built up to be like an investor community, we have that linked below in the description for the YouTube videos. And with that, Mr. MICRØ, shall we begin? Shall we properly show off all of these new, very interesting looking Charitable Rust 2022 skins? So, let's get started. Oh, I've accidentally done something on another screen, and here I am. I'm in control of this. I can see, I can move. Mr. MICRØ, can you dance? So, yeah, I didn't literally mean it, but yep, sure. Let's get started. Metaphorically speaking, I was saying about dancing. Shall we get a good look at the deployables? And let's get started. I'll press O. I'll get moving. Press I. Let's get the lights. Get the good bit of the shading here. So what do we have to begin with? This is the Charitable Rust 2022 large box. This is made by Mr. MICRØ. It was made by a group of people, though, to be specific. Correct, Mr. MICRØ? Quite a lot of group efforts with these skins that we've seen this year.
That's true. Actually, these two were 4 people: MICRØ, Svanspur, Retro, and Slanosta were part of this.
Now, a lot of people might be saying, this is pretty expensive. What is it, $9.99 for a large box? Well, gentlemen, it's all for a good cause. Charitable Rust is helping World Central Kitchen this year, helping many people, underprivileged people around this world who desperately need just a nice bit of help to get them on their feet, help them improve their lives. Yep. And let's get a good look on the side. So, it's all for a good cause. It's all to help out people all across the world. Why not show a nice bit of charitable charitable spirit? What am I trying to say? What would you call it, Mr. MICRØ?
Charitable contribution?
Yes.
With an incentivized charitable contribution?
Yes. So this glows in the dark, as you just saw. Stands out very nicely, very nice and colourful. The nice blue and the nice white. Supposed to look like a water cooler, I believe. Is that correct?
The box itself is like a food container. You can see the little snap lock things at the top and a little bit of aluminum foil sticking out.
Yeah, I like that. That's clever. Right, so $9.99, but it's all for a good cause. Now we'll move on to the garage door. And the garage door isn't for sale, it's a Twitch drop. And that's available to everybody here right now watching me. It's also available to everybody that watches any Rust stream for the next week, I believe. So if I could just get a nice visual on this. Now, this was also made by MICRØ, correct?
This is the same team that made the box, yep.
Yeah. So my timing... There you go, and that's starting to work. There we go, get a nice good visual. Very nice work, gentlemen. Stands out quite a lot. We have had quite a lot of garage door skins this year. But hey, you got one now right here for free. All you have to do, just show your support. Watch the many streams right now. Currently streaming for Charitable Rust. And we're involved. We've been doing it today. We've been trying our best to do various things. I couldn't even do the rock throwing in the carnival. Now, one thing I also want to get a good look on. Did I have anything on the side? Nope. Right, so let's just get a good visual on this. To the side, in the daytime, the clock's taken a while to adjust. So there's no real, like, up-close textures that I need to keep an eye out for. There we go, get a good visual for the daytime. Looking very good. So, it's all for free. Please offer your support. Please consider watching the various streams. And of course, for the ones that are on sale in the Rust store right now, please consider purchasing them. So, what we have over to the right here is another Twitch drop. This is a drop that you can only earn from people that are affiliated with the event, such as I, or a Rustified stream itself. And this is made by Mr. Bad Trip, if I'm correct, Mr. MICRØ.
Refrigerator, yep.
Yeah, Refrigerator, yep. It is, in fact, glow-in-the-dark. Now, chat, YouTube, when was the last fridge skin that we had accepted into Rust? Well, it's been 2 years. I think we had a Twitch drop before as well, by a specific streamer, a streamer drop. But yeah, the last actual marketable fridge skin was over 2 years ago. We did discuss the potential of potentially seeing the likes of the Outer Planets fridge earlier this year. We made a big fuss about that. But no, it didn't happen. So yes, we've got a nice little bit of glow-in-the-dark here with the logo for Charitable Rust. Very, very cute. Now let's make it kind of dusk. And yep, stands out very nicely. You got the big World Central Kitchen logo right there. And let's just bring it into the day. And yes, here we are. Looking very nice. Looking very cool. Yep. Got vents on the side. So, if you have failed to be able to get an affordable fridge skin during your time playing Rust, well, look what we have right here. It's nice and available to you. You just have to watch up to 6 hours of Rust streams. It's not too hard, is it, Mr. MICRØ? So,
not if you're a power watcher like me.
So, please offer your support if you can. Now, Mr. MICRØ, there is the double doors as well, but because there's quite a lot to talk about that, can we save that for last, if that's
Sure.
all right with you?
Absolutely.
So what we're going to have to do then, Mr. MICRØ, is look good and strike a pose. Let's start off with, not these weapons. They're for after. Sorry about that. No. So, let me start off with this big, meaty-looking hammer. So, this again is one of the more exclusive Twitch drops. You have to watch someone that's affiliated with the Charitable Rust event. So, you could just watch me. Wink, wink. Hammer, and now let's get a good look at Mr. MICRØ. Mr. MICRØ, could we sit there and say you're a bit of a butcher at the moment? Do you think you're well dressed for it?
I think that's very very close. I don't know. This is probably what a butcher would wear, like an apron over a chef's. I'm probably not using the right terminology. I'm gonna stop using food preparation terminology because I don't know anything about it. I can barely cook. I can make things hot, but that doesn't guarantee that they're gonna taste good when I'm done.
So, we haven't seen many hammer skins this year. In fact, let's get a good side view on that. Ooh, look at that hunk of meat. So we haven't had many marketable skins this year in regards to hammer skins. This isn't marketable, by the way. This is a Twitch drop. So if you've failed to get yourself a nice, interesting looking hammer, look right ahead of you right now. You got a big, juicy steak that you can hammer your walls, your doors, everything. Looking extra juicy. I don't think if you cook this it would actually be edible. So, very nice looking hammer skin right there. Mr. MICRØ, would you like to put it on your side or your back? I don't remember.
I actually can't. No, it doesn't. I'm not able to do that. Closest
I
thing
know.
I could do is throw it.
No, that's food waste. Pick that back up. I was joking.
5 second rule. We're good.
So I was joking, MICRØ. I know you couldn't thingy. I didn't realise you'd respond that way. Right, so what do we have next? Oh, by the way, the hammer. The hammer was made by Diaz. Thank you very much, Mr. Diaz. Looking very good. Now we have right here, it is a Charitable Rust bow skin made by Mr. Dark Schneider. This is actually his first skin to be accepted. So if I just get a good look here, ba-bam. Yes, and ba-bam. Looking very nice. So, good job there, Mr. Dark Schneider. You might not have had a marketable skin be accepted so far, but at least you've contributed for a good cause. So Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose, look extra nice and wonderful, holding that Charitable Rust bow. Hold it to the side, good sir. Let's get a good side look. Looking very nice. How about a look to the side, quite literally. So, we've had quite a lot of bow skins this year. Don't need to worry though, this is for free. Just watch any Rust stream over the course of the next week. So I believe up to the 26th, if I'm correct. Any stream on Twitch that's playing Rust, you can get this drop. So remember, you've got to claim your rewards to be able to get the next rewards. Make sure you're watching with a Twitch account that's connected with a Steam account, and then you're good to go. I've already received all my drops. I've been streaming for a long time. Mr. MICRØ, let's get a good look at this during the night time. Any words you might want to say in regards to this nice looking bow, Mr. MICRØ?
Well, congratulations to the author for his first skin. I mean, it's pretty cool to get, in through the contest or the charity thing. So a lot of positive elements to that. And I think it's kind of cool that it matches in sort of a way like with the tempered color scheme. It's always been really popular with people, so it's pretty cool. And then he's got the transparent regions that are in the bow itself, the recurve part. And so some people will say that gives you a bit of an advantage in PvP scenarios, although I don't think that it provides a super advantage. I mean, I guess it does give you more visibility, so...
Well, in terms of visibility, we do have another skin to talk about in a bit, don't we? So keep that in mind, because we'll be talking about a certain something in a bit. So yes, once again, congratulations to Dark Schneider, your first skin to be accepted into Rust. Hopefully we'll see potentially more in the future. And with that, Mr. MICRØ, we have a weapon skin to show off.
I
mean a SAR, sorry.
While we're on the topic of the bow and Dark Schneider, I guess I should point out that I read that they were apparently a former professional archer. So it's only fitting that the bow, this hunting bow is made by an actual archer. So you can be assured of its quality and straight shooting. And look at that. Perfect shot every time.
Thank you for the wonderful... I don't want to even give it to you. So, what do we have here? This is the Charitable Rust SAR. This is the 5th SAR skin to be in a Rust store over the past 5 weeks. Yeah, sorry, I meant to say that better. We've had 5 Rust skins in the Rust store over the past 5 weeks. So this is a marketable skin currently on sale for. Is this one $4.99? Oh, I've lost my trace of thought. Chat. Mr. MICRØ, can you quickly remind me, is this $9.99 or $4.99? I believe...
the sales price. Let me check.
I can't
For this bad boy, you're paying $4.99.
Okay, wonderful. So, In terms of being colourful, I think he nailed it. So this was made by Mr. Oh, here we go. Zolodno. Can you pronounce that, Mr. MICRØ? Zolodno?
That's probably about as close as I could get.
So you've got an extra nice little helpful bright pink tip there to help you out a bit. Now, in most environments, that is going to help you. And let's give that a good reload. This is probably the most colourful SAR skin I've seen in a long time. He's put quite an effort in for the whole design of it. He really went out there, didn't he? Mm-hmm. But I am a bit like... So also, let me point out, all these marketable... all of these Rust Store Charitable Rust skins are not marketable and they're not going to be tradable. Once it's gone, it's gone. So if you like the look of this, you need to buy it now. And it's all for a good cause. So yes, it looks wacky. It looks super colourful, but it's all for a good cause. Now, if we could just go to nighttime, as you can see, can't see anything. It does not have a glow sight or anything like that. So don't assume if we're going to have anything like that. So just wanted to make sure everybody was clear of that. And Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose, look extra nice. What do we have? A cool looking SAR skin. To your opinion, Mr. MICRØ, do you like the design of it?
Well, it's certainly colorful and abstract, but also has a bit of a little kind of color scheme, at least, that's sort of coherent. It doesn't really match with too many sets that I can think of, but at the same time, it doesn't have to. It's its own thing, and it's shiny, it's loud, it's bright, it's colorful, and some people really love that. So I can't complain. I mean, it's another one of those creators who's got their first entry into the Rust skin world through a contest, and that's always nice to see. So I think it's cool. It kind of makes me think of like candy or cake or some kind of confectionery thing. So
I thought that.
I don't know what the design is really meant to be, but it makes you think. That's like, it's sort of like modern art or something.
Would you like to put it on your back? And we'll get a good look at you.
I cannot do that right now. Actually, you know what? I can. Do this. Do this.
Oh, we could look at the bow as well. Oh, there we go. Splendid. Yes, hold your meat as you twirl around. Don't. Yeah. No, stop. Just show. Yeah. Okay. So, looks cool. Looks tasty. I was gonna say it's a bit Pablo. Stop, chat. Shut up. Yeah. Okay. How about I rotate? So, if we just go. Oh, how'd you do it? You have to press Control.
Control, yeah.
And twirl around. Oh, looking pretty nice. And then we'll go back to daytime. Get a good look at that. How about a twirl back around? Ooh. So, congratulations to you, Mr. Zolodno, and I've got myself tilted. Let's get that nice and fixed. Whoa! Okay, so, Mr. MICRØ. I don't seem to be fully adjusted. What about that? Whoa, your world's spinning around, Mr. MICRØ.
That'll straighten you out.
There we go. Okay, I did press so, I just didn't look visually correct. We have one more skin to show off. Mr. MICRØ, it is time to talk about the one skin that we've been kind of waiting for, because this particular double door is very interesting. So let's just make sure we've shown off the garage door, we've shown off the hammer, we've shown off the fridge, the bow. Oh, we haven't shown off the clothes. Wait, MICRØ, get back. Or should I be peeping Tom and sneaky look at you?
No. Do it the right way.
Yeah. So, Mr. MICRØ here has the chef hoodie and the chef pants made by Mr. Emilio Frito. If you could give us a nice twirl around, Mr. MICRØ. So, the hoodie is on for sale in the Rust store, but the pants are a Twitch drop. So I guess in total, if you were to get both of them, realistically speaking, you've spent $5 to get both of it. And looking very nice. I think this is the reason why we didn't get a marketable hoodie, pants, or clothing armor this week, or at least contributed to it, because we've had 2 weeks at the moment where we haven't had marketable clothing and armor, which is kind of awkward. I still think we might see a week of next week where we have tons of clothing and armor. I don't know what we'll see, but I think they're holding back, and I think we're going to be seeing something pretty crazy. But for what we have here, it looks very nice. Emilio, I think you've done a very good job, and I think it suits the charity ever so nicely. So, Mr. MICRØ, let's start from the bottom and work our way from the top. Let's get a good look at this. So the pants, you can see ever so slightly the detail he's put in with the... Oh, it does actually have a bit of a texture there. I can see that.
Yep.
And then I'll
texture,
slowly...
wrinkling, some pockets on the back.
Can you twirl around to show those pockets? Ooh, let's get a good look at that. Ooh. Look at those.
Something clever where the apron from the hoodie, it matches really well and aligns with the apron as it extends down onto the pants themselves.
Yeah,
so
that is...
it gives the illusion of having a longer apron covering the whole thing, but you could see just
Whoa!
themselves, they have half an apron there.
Where'd that go?
I just want to show how the pattern extends down onto the pants, that's all.
Okay, so that is $4.99 for the hoodie, but the pants, you need to watch the Rust streams, and that is not a specific... You don't have to watch someone affiliated with Rust. You've got a week to be able to get those pants. So you can watch anybody playing Rust on Twitch, and you will be able to get those pants. So, Mr. MICRØ, do you feel like you're in your element? Do you think you're in your element? Do you feel like cooking some steaks? What do you like cooking?
I'm half decent in the kitchen. I was lying before there, but I like this hoodie and pants. As soon as I saw these on the workshop for the Charitable Rust event, I was like, I sort of had a premonition. I was like, that's getting in. That's got to get in. It looks really good. He's got some clever, like the apron on there is cool. The way the little string goes around the back to tie it in place is well.
He's really shown off his experience.
He did a great job on this.
Emilio's been very successful over the years with all of his skins being accepted. He is the Tempered collection guy after all, so very good job. All for a good cause. It's $5, but you look very good. You look very nice.
Also, the little neck, the little bandana, the ascot, I guess you'd call it. Pretty nicely done.
Right then, shall we talk about the double door, Mr. MICRØ? Let's turn it back to daytime. And you go that side, I'll go this side. Because what we have right here, and it is going to be quite the talking point, is the Charitable Rust. What are you doing? I wasn't going to raid you. You can't see me now. So, what we have right here is the Charitable Rust 2022 double doors. And you might notice something extra special about it. We happen to have see-through windows. So, first of all, let's just give you a nice visual for nighttime. It also glows. It is pretty much the... Oh, look, you can see my Hedge logo perfectly. That was not intended. That's a great coincidence. If I jump, can you see MICRØ? Nah.
Point out that that's last year's door that you're...
So yes, this is last year's doors to my right, and they clearly have kept the theme. What we could probably point out, Mr. MICRØ, is this double door right here. It wasn't actually the first attempt, or rather the first version. It initially also had the square windows.
That's right. That's true.
It was a bit of a tell that it was going to get accepted because we then saw a random circle window version being made. So maybe he got informed, hey, we like it. Do you reckon you could change the windows? So nothing wrong with that. Who made it? It is Mr. Ideal. You've done a very good job here. A lot of people have been questioning their finances. Like, oh, $9.99 to get this door? Oh, because there's obviously a very helpful. Well, if I open this door real quickly, Mr. MICRØ was standing on a fireplace just to be able to see through the window, and he has the ability to check outside and get a good look around and see if anybody's like door camping him, and it's super helpful to be able to have that. But what it is you don't need to have this door as your skin all the time. No, with the help of a spray can, Mr. MICRØ, I believe you have it in your hands. There you go. He doesn't always have to have it. But if he just wants to take a real quick sneak look, there you go. He'll just do that, and he'll quickly check and see if I'm door camping him. I've got a hammer and I'll hit you with it. So that's the tactical advantage in having the see-through windows. So when you least suspect it, oh, he can quickly take a look. He can see me, and he's not going to walk outside now. So, yes, a lot of people put their hands up and go, oh, but that's pay to win. But it's all for a good cause. So, this is on sale in the Rust store right now. And as I said earlier, with all the marketable skins, that being the double door, the SAR, the large box, and the hoodie, once they're gone, they're gone. They're not marketable. They are not tradable. If you want this, you have to buy it this week. Once it's gone, it's gone. We don't know if we'll ever see a double door like this ever again. Obviously, there was some lenience with the fact that this was a charitable skin, a Charitable Rust skin. So, what other things can you stand on, Mr. MICRØ, to be able to get a good look through this window? So you've been using small boxes?
Any deployable that's sort of about knee height or ankle height. Fire pit, even a sleeping bag will give you a little boost. The DLC with the little table thing could be an option.
If you could bring that in, I'd be very grateful. Yeah, so you can get a good look.
Right here.
There we go. Ooh. There we are. Yep. So you can clearly see the helpfulness at play immediately. Yes. So a lot of people have been like, damn, I've got to get this. And you know what? How can you be mad? Yes, it's extra helpful, but a lot of people are going to be able to eat now. So, all good. Don't throw that at me. You're a butcher, not a killer.
There's a bear over here. He's looking really delicious.
Well, it's a polar bear. You don't want to go too close to him. He'll think you're delicious. Mr. MICRØ, we have discussed the Charitable Rust skins. Is there anything else you might want to sit there and say in regards to Charitable Rust?
Well, I guess we could just obviously point out that the Charitable Rust event is going on right now. All the proceeds from skin sales go towards the World Central Kitchen, which is the recipient of this year's initiative. So, they're a food relief group bringing aid to places where food is needed. And that could be, the conflict scenario or other humanitarian scenario, but they're out there working hard every day, and every dollar you spend on skins and whatnot goes towards a really good cause. So I'd encourage anybody who can to give thought to, consider getting something from the skin shop, or there is actually a
donation button on their website.
Campaign, where you can just contribute directly rather than putting, going towards the skin. But bear in mind, the skins are sort of an incentivization to go do that because you get something with that, offers utility. I think these hoodie and pants are pretty cool for this year. I mean, all the skins are great, but they actually could be sort of tactical in a way. That what the hoodie is white, and then these doors over here obviously provide you with a lot of flexibility for just giving you awareness. Checking for door campers, maybe monitoring what's going on in a raid situation, just to have an edge over your raiders. So there's a lot of good functionality that comes along with these.
And just to reiterate once more, this is the door we got this year. This was last year's Charitable Rust door. I just wanted to double point that out. Just wanted to double check on that. But you know what, MICRØ? I should quickly say thank you very much for introducing to me all of this. I've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of stress with the activities today. So the Charitable Rust servers are up until the end of Sunday. So there's still plenty of time. You can still jump in. There is a bit of a queue, but it's very fun. We've been doing mazes, obstacle courses. We went to the carnival. We done mini copters. There's still parkour to do and whatnot. I do want to give that a go. I'll probably be doing that later or tomorrow. So, along with all of that, MICRØ, thank you very much for introducing me to the idea of doing all of this and getting involved, because you were the one that introduced me to all of this. And, well, with that, should we move on to the Rustor rotation skins?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Right, so last week you introduced me to the fact that there was some surprise skins that appeared. At the very last minute, we saw the MP5 being uploaded to the workshop. And what we didn't realise initially when we showed it off is, do you notice the cutaway aim sight here panelling? So you see the panelling? Well, I'll show you the Predatory MP5 that came out last week. It's got the panelling. But with the Blackout, it doesn't have the panelling. Now, you had a bit of a talk with this, Mr. MICRØ. Well, you said it to me. You could probably go over it again. A lot of people are making quite the fuss over this. And you just sit there and say, well, it's a little bit helpful, but it's not exactly something that's going to change the world. It's there, but it's like, eh.
In a scenario where, any advantage could be useful, I guess you could look at that and say, well, it lets you see better. It doesn't give you, you can't see into the future. You can't see around corners. You can't see through walls. And quite honestly, the visibility on the MP5 is pretty decent to begin with. So it's just that extra little tiny edge, just like I mentioned with the hunting bow with some transparency. It's like if you have some kind of thing going on in that little group of pixels on the screen and that information gives you an advantage, well, good for you. But I think it's more of a placebo effect or what do you call it? A psychosomatic type thing where, it's a cutout. It's a clever way of doing transparency on a skin. He's done it with the hand grip. He's done it with the shoulder stock.
Oh yeah, we've got to show that off.
There. Yeah, it's it's cool. It's attractive. I think it's good as a feature that's going to bring appeal for more customers. And good on him for coming up with a new way, a new clever way of modifying the skin to give us something new. Because that's a challenge all skin makers are up against constantly, is new ideas, new designs, and he's achieved that here with the way he's done the cutout. So
would you be able to hold it? That's what we want to see. We did quite a lot of discussion last week, because when we first saw this, we actually cared more about the stock, didn't we? If you could turn more to your left, Mr. MICRØ.
Yeah, we did. We did pay a fair bit of attention to the stock.
Because, well, you'll never really be able to notice it, but yeah, you can see... you can see through the gun, because obviously they don't have texture there. Oh, look, I can see that there's a... we've got a little present in the sky over there, don't we?
Oh.
So, well, Mr. MDE, it's nice to see that your Blackout collection is continuing. A beloved and in-demand set. Lots of people want them. We recently just had the custom SMG. Before that, what was it? Was it the poncho just before? And the SAR? Was it the SAR? Then the we've had quite a decent amount of no, it was the poncho after the SAR. We had the Blackout SAR during complete the sets. Yes, my brain, it's all fixing back together. Guys, you got to understand, I have been screaming at an invisible platform during Charitable Rust today. If you're here on the stream, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we had a little challenging parkour session before, and I don't know, who was more frustrated, you or me?
Well, it's because everybody kept jumping in front of each other, and I was like, guys, I just want a chance. But, and then everybody realised, well, hang on a minute, instead of trying to jump onto the ledge, we could jump onto the invisible mushroom ledges, and then, I mean, loads of people are watching us right now, and they don't have a clue what we're on about. You got to jump into these servers, guys. They're really wacky, but they're so enjoyable. So, Mr. MDE, you haven't been very successful in getting another Cold Hunter skin accepted, but the Blackout, it's remained strong. So, Mr. MICRØ, any final words in regards to this MP5? A lot of people will probably point out, Yeah, MP5s aren't being used as much anymore.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. It's meta, so it's sort of like, you'd have to be really an MP5 enjoyer to want to buy this, or a Blackout enthusiast, want to have the complete collection. I don't blame you for that either. So
that is honestly what I think is going to carry it, because we've had a lot of Blackout skins that I looked at and I thought, you know what, I could see that potentially going down in price initially, but I could also see it going back up again because, well, pretty much every single Blackout skin, bar a couple of them, because they have so many in existence, so much quantity, they all go up above their restore price eventually. My initial thoughts was, to begin with, maybe for the first couple of weeks, this is probably going to go below its restore price. But then afterwards, in the long term, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people do use it. Because at the very least, at some point, you've mentioned this many times, you probably just got to use what you have. And a lot of people tend to like to have at least one decent skin for all their potential weapons that they might use. And, well, you might be using an MP5 at some point. Might as well get one of the best looking skins available at this moment at an affordable price. So, yes, and if you can see through here, it's invisible. Hey, we can see your logo just in the background. MICRØ, sorry, I think I interrupted you just as you was about to talk. Would you like to say the final words that you wanted to say?
No, I think I was just agreeing with you that that it was off meta, and that's all I really had to say. So,
Right,
I guess the one other thing I could point out is, I don't know if you did a close up of the aim sight. The front aim sight is a pretty high visibility reddish color. It doesn't glow, but if you're into high vis sights, that's definitely
it's so there.
it is.
But yeah,
so there.
but all the Blackout weapons we've seen recently has it. We've seen it with the SAR. That's why I initially thought the SAR skin was going to be fairly in demand, because with the SAR being used so much, surely loads of people are going to jump onto it. But again, with the recent trend that we've seen, a lot of new. Are you happy? With a lot of new weapon skins we've seen recently, they do go below their restore price initially. But even then, we saw the SAR go down about like minus 30% in comparison to its restore price. Now it's getting back up to its actual restore price. The good times are getting ever so closer. We're almost into December time. So yes, my initial thoughts was Blackout SAR. It's an abnormal skin. We can do our buy orders, then we can consider on Thursday whether we want to buy it or not. Mr. MICRØ, would you like to turn around? And yeah, that is the MP5.
Did you do an inspection in hand with that?
Yep.
Hit N on it.
Oh, yep.
The transparent hand grip, because that's where you could see it most clearly.
Okay, I'll do it once more. There you go. Yep. Once more. And the very nice, helpful red aim sight should be helpful in most environments. Mr. MICRØ, thank you for the discussion. Shall we move on to the other weapon skins? And another thing we could probably just point out. It's not so special when you put an aim sight on it. Hey!
That's a good point. A lot of people do run hollow sight on their SMGs, and so that whole cutout on the iron sights becomes a moot point at that point. So something definitely to consider.
Right, so let's get the rest of these skins. So what I want to probably talk about first is the door skin. So let's get that out of the way first. I'd rather talk about this, as we have quite a lot to show off. That is weapons and
this is the
armor pieces.
Right?
Yeah, this is the only deployable, so I thought might as well get it out of the way now. So it turns out the Cobalt collection is a reality. We have right here an early pick as well. So this was introduced literally this week, and it was accepted. In fact, all of the skins this week were early picks, weren't they? Yeah,
I believe they were.
Yes, they were. So this appeared. I looked at it and I thought, well, hang on a minute. you're going to immediately realise it's the wrong way. It's the wrong way round. If I go over to this side,
Yeah, you know, I
yeah,
had I put up there so we could maybe open it that way. I don't know if that
yeah.
worked, but
Well, we got the idea, and we got the visuals. So this happens to all sheet metal door skins. It's just most skin creators would know that you should probably avoid writing text on it, or at the very least with numbers, make sure that they flip onto the like with 8 and 0 and 1 maybe. If you have those numbers and you flipped it, it'll at least be the same on the other side. So we've discussed that before. I know we have. But from what we got here, it is the same design as the previous one. I don't blame him for making a single door after the double door was accepted. Now, will this be a nice investment that we expected with the double door? I'm not expecting this to be a super profit. Oh yeah, you wanna stand in front of it, do you, Mr. MICRØ?
You know, one thing that people tend to overlook when it comes to single and double doors is that they're not strictly just, well, in this case, this is not just like a copy paste where he took half of the double door and slapped it on the single door. He actually combined the two doors in sort of a way. If you were to closely look at the other set, the double doors, the markings down here, the 1, 2, 3, and that caution logo, and even this sign, the Cobalt containers sticker, those are all on one side, call it the left side, and then this vent, this gray strip across the top with the holes in it, that's on the right side. So he did actually merge those two stylistic elements into one single door half, and he extended the theme over, but he did actually have to rework, the double door in order to get all the stuff combined onto one.
I just wonder.
Not that significant of an observation, but I'm just pointing out that it's not just the double door chopped in half. This is actually its own sort of unique design.
I wonder if he can adapt this into an armored door. Do you reckon he could? You could probably take that vent and turn it into like a slider. Do you reckon he could? Maybe.
That'd be sort of a challenge. Maybe he'd be better off sticking that vent thing maybe down at the bottom.
He could. Yeah, he could.
I don't know.
Well, should we mention what we're aware of that's been, word's gotten around? Should we say it in regards to
the commit log we saw?
Armored doors and double doors. So that's armored double doors to be precise, correct? Or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So armored doors are getting a buff. Yes, armored doors are going from 800 HP to 1000 HP, along with the double doors. Correct? They have. My brain. Sorry.
Right.
So it looks like they're trying to be a bit more distinct and not let the garage door get all of the attention. We're potentially going to see some prices rising for armored door skins. We've had a lot of armored door skins this year. That's why I thought maybe we should kind of bring up from the segue from talking about could he turn that to an armored door. So for all you skin creators out there, if that buff is coming out potentially for the Rust Wipe... no, it's not next week, but it's the week after. For the December Wipe Day Rust Door rotation, there's that to think about. Could we potentially see some double armored doors appearing? And we know how good they are in terms of being investments. I mean, the Cobalt container double door is currently right now in the positive, looking very nice. It didn't sell as much as the previous ones, but it should potentially still be a very nice investment. Did you have something you were about to say, Mr. MICRØ?
Nope. I mean, just to clarify the durabilities of existing items. Right now, the sheet metal door is 250. The garage door, I think, is 600, and the armored door and double door are 800. And that's going to make a pretty big buff for the armored door. So I was just looking up those HP values in the background while you were talking. I don't have anything else really to add to this. Can't really envision how he would extend this directly to an armored door, but with some reworking and creativity, maybe it's possible.
It's definitely going to take more time than turning the double door into a sheet metal door.
I would say so, probably.
Alrighty, so shall we talk about all the weapons that appeared this week? So from here on now, we do have another deployable, but I guess we'll save it, for then. So let's move on to the continuation of the Cybercode set. This is the Cybercode AK made. Oh, just to point out, that door was made by Cubist. Sorry about that.
That's fair.
I'm sorry about that. I wanted to make sure he got his. People were aware who made it. So, what we have right here is the Cybercode AK-47. It's turned into a collection. Congratulations to you, Mr. Eros. Last week you got 2 skins accepted, and immediately, the week after, you now have a continuation of your collection. It's another AK-47 skin. Let's get a good look at this. So, it doesn't seem to have a super helpful aim sight. It's dark green. You can vaguely see a little bit of extra brightness on the top. Don't know if that's going to be super helpful for most environments and in most situations. You got the nice little skull on the back. Let's shoot it. Let's reload it. So yeah, it's time for a new AK. As we talk about and joke about all the time, well, there's always going to be another AK-47 skin eventually. Every 2 or so weeks, get a good aim. As you can see, no glow-in-the-dark portions or anything. So let's just go back to the day. So, cool looking idea, because I like the matrix, like numbers and whatnot. That looks cool, but it's an AK. And I'm one to moan quite a lot about AK skins. We see them far too much all the time, and because of that, we are technically oversaturated with options for AKs. They never really go up in price in terms of being an investment. So, my immediate worry is I don't think this is going to be doing super great when it becomes marketable. And, well, I don't know what else to say. But if this does end up getting more skins in the collection, so this isn't the only weapon skin to become a collection this week. We do have something else that we're about to show you. It's nice to see more collections beginning and newer creators getting a chance. Newer creators getting their skins accepted. Mr. MICRØ, let's just get that during the night time. There we go. So, if you can't... Oh. Actually, what am I doing? I'll just go right. There we go. Oh, looking good in the dark. Stands out very nicely when you're in the light. Mr. MICRØ, how about you walk into the darkness? Does the green parts reflect light very nicely? Not really. Now come back, Mr. MICRØ. Strike a pose. Get a good look at that. So, yeah, doesn't have the most helpful of aim sights, which could potentially be a bit of a problem. But I'll be honest with you, if you like using the AK a lot, which of course you do, you probably already have an AK skin that probably came out this year. We've had, what, 20 this year? Yeah, well, if you're going to have one about, on average, every 2 weeks. So, in terms of investment, I would rather just wait until Wednesday or Thursday, see how many have sold, then, yeah. If you find that... He's saying 20, really? Sheesh. Go look for yourself, check it. I'm not joking. We see, on average, a new AK-47 skin every 2 weeks. If we made them rarer, like, as in we only got, like, one a month, I think they would start to rise up in price. Thank you for posing, Mr. MICRØ. Shall we move on to... Unless you have something to say?
I don't have a lot to say. I think you have a correct observation that this aim sight is not particularly stand out, especially if you're considering using this AK as like a bit of more of a stealthy gun. Like it's subdued colors and it's like not reflective, and it's a little bit edgy. So you're probably going to be like lurking around, if you're trying to be stealth and trying to be low profile. It's dark. And this aim sight, I'll be honest, in the dark is a little hard to see, in low light conditions. So, I don't know. I don't think iron sights are a make or break on a gun. I think having a highly visible one is always a good thing. But I guess that's the only thing I could see missing from this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't call that a complaint because it's You know, it fits with the theme of the gun the way it is. So
would you like to put it on your back? Oh, we didn't do that.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I just need to empty my inventory here of some other things, but there we go. If I go like this, can you see that okay?
Ooh, what a lovely looking back view. Ha 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 ha. So, yes. Yep, looking good. Give it a bit of a twirl if you want. Give it a bit of a twirl. Yeah.
Do like a little side thing.
Cyber Code AK-47. Looking very nice. Congratulations.
Now, if this becomes a clothing collection as well, like this one,
yeah,
could potentially be a pretty cool, like, Blackout alternative. So
maybe he should wait at least until 2023 because we've had a lot of black themed skins this year so far in terms of clothing and armor. So wait until 2023 at the very least. Get all these weapons out, then start considering armor and clothing. Right. So with that, let's move on to the Kris Sword, made by Mr. LeCramp. We have not seen many. Well, over the past 2 years, we've seen two. We've seen two Savage Sword skins. One of them being the katana that appeared earlier this year, and what we have right here, right now, is of course the Kris Sword. Kris referring to the wavy design. I was trying to figure out why is this called Kris? It's because of the wavy design. I'm not sure of its origins. I should have looked that up, but it's all based on the wavy design. Now, if you drop it on the floor, if I remember this, you can actually see the actual outline. If you look right up to it, you can see
that's true.
The actual outline. If you can vaguely see that white line on the grey, you can see how they've done this. So it's all texture, and he's made the other parts invisible. He hasn't cut it away, it's just the texture. So don't worry, gentlemen, it's not going to chop differently, it's not going to do less damage, it's perfectly fine. What are you doing?
No, if you hover your cursor over it, if you have your HUD on, you'll get a really prominent outline around it.
Yeah, I see it. Okay. Right, so earlier this year we saw the Katana Sword, and very surprised to see that. And a lot of people had been waiting for a new Savage Sword skin for such a long time that all of the Savage Sword skins did go up in price. But what happened was, everybody saw this, everybody considered, right, if we got a new Savage Sword skin, surely this new Katana Sword's going to do super great. It had over 20,000 sales. The second highest one, only 10,000. And what that led to... Oh, that's a great pose. Don't throw. What that led to was oversaturation, unfortunately. The amount that was bought, there was more quantity compared to actual demand. And with that, more of them appeared on the Steam market, and eventually the price went down. Now, of course, the Katana Sword, that was in comparison to the previously existing skins. With this Kris Sword we have right here, we should keep an eye on it. We should compare that with the Katana Sword, and if we're not close in terms of sales, we should be fine. In terms of an investment, it could be fine, but if it matches up close to the amount that the Katana Sword had, then yeah, that's when we can start considering, okay, this might be a bit of a problem. So, yes, MICRØ, you! So, let's just get that in the night. Oh, that looked pretty good during the day. Oh, look at that. Dusk, I meant to say.
I think you did a nice job with the normals on this. If you were to hold it in your own hand at some point and work it around underneath the light, under these stage lights, you can really see the dimension it has to it. It's got a pretty cool normal map on there. Gives it a very convincing feel.
That does look nice. Yeah, that does look nice. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Let's get back looking to you, Mr. MICRØ. Could you step a little bit more forward? Yeah, so, oh, yeah, that's actually perfect, because now I can just zoom in and get a good look at all, like, the scratching on the side. So this is definitely a sword that's been used quite a lot. You added an extra...
body count on this sword, for sure.
He's added an extra nice bit of element to its theme and all that. I think you've done a very good job here, Mr. LeCramp. But I have to be cautious with the amount of sales. Will it sell quite a lot? I think it would. But in terms of being an investor, I do need to be wary of how many sales it has. So, cool stuff. Alright then, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to this... Ha!
Oh.
So, shall we move on to discussing the Predatory, the Predatory L96. Now, of course, I do have the aim sight on it. Let's just get rid of the... Oh, sorry about that. Let's just get rid of you. My little 8 times zoom. So, let's get a good visual for this. Yeah. You can't colour the aim sight for the default aim sight on an L96, can you? I don't. No.
I mean, first of all, there is no like sight posts in the rear
No.
or the front, and second of all, you can't even see the muzzle of the gun when you're aiming down the sight. All you can see is the top of that Picatinny rail. And I have seen people put sort of a white stripe down the center of the Picatinny, just sort of a visual aid. But I guess that's one of those hidden skills in Rust is knowing how to aim with the L9 without a scope on it. Sometimes you get an L9 out of a drop or a loot container, and it just doesn't come with a scope at that point. So you have to know how to shoot it without one. So it's one of those tricky kind of guns that, in that respect, if it's meant really to have the aim sight installed there.
Yeah. So, Mr. Verona, congratulations. You've been very successful this year. Oh, God, where have I gone? Let's press R. Back to normal. Sorry about that, Mr. MICRØ. I lost my... Here we are. So, where was I? Mr. Verona, this year you've had, 6, 7 skins accepted. And he's only had, 8 in total. So, earlier this year, during the recall update, he had 3 in one go. And now it looks like he's getting his own collection. So we saw the Predatory MP5. Now we have the Predatory L96. Only the second L96 skin to appear this year. L96 skins seem to be a rarity. Face Punch just seems to not want to accept them. We have had a lot of submissions, especially during Halloween. But no, none of those. We had some really cool looking designs for Halloween for the L96 skins. Nope. But we got this, and I'll give it to you, Mr. Verona. Is it a bear? Is it a lion? I still don't know. What is this? Is it... I said this last time. I know that's the ridge of the nose, but if you could kind of think of it as like a very squinty looking man. Yeah. He's got like flaming eyebrows like me. But other than that, it's nice to see... Oh, I've done it again. Sorry about that. Let's just zoom out a bit and get a good visual for Mr. MICRØ, and let's just get to the side. So there's not that much texturing. It's all in just the body. It's not anywhere else, but that's all you're really going to see, isn't it? I can't even see it beyond your arm. How about, Mr. MICRØ, you put it on your back? Give us a nice visual on the back right there, and turn around just ever so slightly. Yes. Now, how about hey, get a good look at that. So, it's okay, but what MICRØ was alluding to was how easy is it to even get a hold of one of these, the L96s? Because that, of course, affects gun demand. And gun demand, of course, is what drives up the value of skins. If you're not going to actually be able to get the actual gun itself and use it that much, are you even going to want to use the skins that much? Which, of course, would lead to skin prices being a bit... So, MICRØ, you could easily explain as well yourself how rare to get an L96 can be. I mean, in a clan, you're probably going to be raiding oil rig a lot, and you're going to be able to get quite a decent amount of them. But for the average Rust player, especially the solo, they're probably never going to be able to get the chance to even hold the gun. And...
That's true. They're mostly found in Bradley crates and locked crates. And then you have a slight chance from like a heli crate or an elite crate, but...
So,
they're not easily found throughout the world, I guess you could say, for sure.
Yeah, and that leads us with the problem that the skins just don't really do that well. You can see for yourself, we don't have many skins, but even then, they just don't turn out to be very good investments. So, unfortunately, this is another case of we need to wait and see what the sales look like before we even, consider going ahead and buying it. Looks like we just got to wait a while, be patient, and then see what happens. Cool design. I'm happy to see you getting another skin and a collection, Mr. Verona. Let's see where you take this from here. Like, what's next? A bolt action rifle, maybe? That would be nice. So, yes. Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the next weapon?
I guess I could just say one other thing, that you could also alternatively buy an L9 at the bandit camp.
Yes, but the price of that?
500 scrap, I think.
That's like a mortgage on my base. I can't afford that.
Without a scope either.
And without a scope. Oh, there's always bloody extras. Oh. In this climate, in this world, with the recession going on, I hardly have enough scrap to keep my base up. Well, resources. Anyway, so well, I pay rent with my. The joke's dead, Hedge. Move on. So, Mr. MICRØ, you and Mr. Morphus were trying to get a chance. I'm sorry for bringing this up, but a lot of people were trying to make an effort to try and get a pump shotgun skin this week. But it looks like Mr. Kelmo Legend edged it out. Probably because you don't shoot me. I was just pointing it out. But I'm sorry, but hey, you put out a good effort. I like what Mr. Kelmo Legend did here as well. We also had Fresh and Mr. Sendox. So I did a video discussing this. Why, oh why, after about a year and a half, we still have not seen a new pump shotgun skin. And I pointed out, look at the candidates we got this week. Lo and behold, one of them got picked, and we've actually got a pump shotgun skin this week. And I was like, okay, wow, this is interesting. Are we going to see a lot of sales? Are we potentially going to see a great skin to invest into? Because earlier this year we had the slugs buff, and a lot of people have been using the pump shotgun to get the best usage out of those slugs. But, you know, throughout this year we've had like 9 double barrel shotgun skins, no pump shotgun skins. Now we finally get one. It's not selling as much as I was anticipating, which is a bit awkward.
It surprised me. I mean, the pumpy is like, you know, the pump slug meta is on right now. That's like a tier 2 sniper practically. These things are
sniper, you say? Okay.
I'll slap a Nadex on that bad boy.
Yeah, this is it. So if you don't think you can get yourself a an L96, this is second best. Hey, you want to fight? You want to fight? Come on in. Oh, blimey! I didn't realise it was that. Right, come back. Let's not fight over this. I'm sorry you didn't get yours accepted, but hey, if we've seen one pump shotgun skin finally get in, maybe we'll see yours in the near future, Mr. MICRØ.
Oh, hey, congrats to Kelmo for 3 in a row. That's big stonks right there for him. Big success.
Yeah, he's literally.
I'm excited for him. That's got to be amazing.
He's literally a new skin creator. His first skin was Halloween 2022, and yeah, he's been doing a pretty good job so far. So, what was his first skin? I'm trying to remember. Was it the Crossbones crossbow? Then the SAR, the Recycler SAR. And now we've got a continuation, a new collection, the Recycler collection. It is now here with the pump shotgun. Meta. We'll sort that out afterwards, Mr. Meta. So, very cool design, a fair bit grounded. Would you say this is more of a design that we'd probably have seen back in the past? It's a very grounded type of design. You know, referencing what's in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a theme from the game. It's got like a bit of distress and wear. Like it kind of fits into the Rust world in that respect.
I like the grinder on top. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean the little yeah, exactly, the grinding teeth.
It's secretly a portable recycler. You could just take it along with you, and you could just feed loads of things into it, and it just shoots out. It just shoots out all the scrap.
There's actually some modded servers that do let you have either a recycler at your base or a portable one, but that totally changes the game. So imagine that though. Wow.
So, pump shotgun skins. Will we see some more in the near future? Will they become more common, or will they stay fairly rare? I would like a bit of a break from double barrel shotguns. Hey, what about water pipes? Couldn't hurt to see some more water pipe skins. Skin creators, start thinking. Christmas is just around the corner. You could probably get extra wacky. Whiskey water pipe. Ah, there you go. Shake a bottle of champagne and shoot it at people. Oh, we'll write that down, Mr. MICRØ. And yes, of course, last week we... wait, was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago, surely. How, really? No, my brain. Well, he's been successful, and we're happy to see it, Mr. Camo Legend. Good job so far, buddy. Let's see what comes out next. I think I made a joke. Revolver, Thompson, you know, just giving you some ideas.
I want the recycler sleeping bag. I really want to sleep in the recycler. Recycle myself.
But the grinder will be on the inside, and you'll get turned into scrap. Yes. But hey, it's a fun idea. So yeah, shall we move on to the next skin? Because we've seen quite a lot of items that rarely get skins this week. Because now we're moving on to the rock, the ancient Squiggles rock. So yeah, made a bit of fuss about this during this year. We haven't seen a rock skin in such time. Then we saw one for during Halloween, the Scarecrow rock. And then we've now got this. So earlier this year we had the Rebar rock. Took about 10 months to get to the Halloween to have the Scarecrow rock. And just a few weeks after Halloween, we now have this little buddy right here. This is made by Mr. Legacy. Give that... Oh, can't throw that. Doesn't glow. Let's just get a good look at you. And nope, does not glow. If I were to kind of throw it, nope. So I don't seem to see any glowing... So this was actually an early pick as well. I mean, all the skins were early picks, but this came out in 2 versions, one with and one without colour. Obviously, they picked the colourful one. And Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose. Yes, get a good look at that. I like... It's... What am I trying to say? What's the design? It was Mayan, correct? Because it was initially called the Maya rock. And Face Punch turned around and changed it to Ancient Squiggles. So...
It definitely got a bunch of squiggles on it. That's
yeah, it's...
I'm not sure what the symbols are really supposed to be. It looks a bit I don't know if they would call it like not artificial, or like I don't know if he invented them. I'm not much of an ancient Mayan expert though, so
the secrets you can unravel.
There's the part that I think is the most like the feature part of the skin is on the top here, facing the holder, is a little face with some teeth and a mouth.
I'll get a look at that myself. Nice. And MICRØ, you figure out how to put that on your back. Right.
Yeah, the best I can do is throw it on the floor.
Yeah, you got a little toothy guy. Yeah.
Oh, it went through the floor.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
All right, here you go. I got another one for you. There you go. Wait, Thanks. Did that go through you as well?
Yep, it's gone.
Ah, well, I assure you, in the actual game, they don't magically disappear. If you like it, go and buy it. So, oh, good thing. No, not that. Here we are. So, we are now on the Banger Sap. So, the Banger collection, if you recall, was a collection we saw in 2021, made by Mr. Michael. Let's get a good aim down here. Is that meant to be like a heart? I think that's meant to be in the shape of a heart. Do you see the little pink? Right there. Bang on the side, right in the back there. Nice, fun, little wacky design here. I love the finger gun shooting the, I'd say bullet bill, I guess you could say. Wait, no, that is a bullet, but reminds me of bullet bills. Okay, shut up, Hedge. Come. But yeah, you're sounding old. So, cool looking gun. Nice little laser. Good stuff. So this is the first banger skin of 2022. There was an AK. There was... What else was there? I can't remember the other one, but last year we saw an MP5 and a MP5, was it a Thompson? Oh, see, now I've got to remember so much. Let's just get a good look at Mr. MICRØ. Mr. MICRØ, strike a pose. Let's get a good look at you. And yeah, I like the visual design of it. Fun little thing. Now, we just had a JPEG... sorry. We just had a SAP skin. After quite some time since the JPEG SAP, we saw the Prototype 16 SAP last week. Let's get MICRØ, if you could step backwards. I realise you're a bit too forward. Yeah, a little bit more back. Because I want to see if we can get you in a good visual for nighttime as well. So, yeah. Oh, that's looking pretty good for dusk. Yes. So, we've had quite a decent amount of SAP skins this year, but unfortunately, not a lot of them doing very well in terms of investment. So, it's being used quite a fair bit, but the skins just aren't really reflecting that. Now, of course, everything has been badly affected by the recent bad times. A lot of skin prices dipped down quite hard just towards the end of October. But as we're getting ourselves just out of November, plenty of things are slowly starting to rise up. And as we get closer towards the end of December, post-Christmas time, all of these skins should be going up in price. But if you're looking at this SAP and thinking, right, could this potentially make some money? Well, it's the least bought skin so far, I believe, in this week. And we have seen some instances where skins that have the lowest sales can kind of do a 180 and become pretty good investments afterwards. So just keep an eye out. The more I talk about this, well, you know what? It's more something I need to talk about during the 48-hour analysis. That's what I need to do. That's when I'll really go in depth about it. But for the design of it, Mr. Michael, I think you've done a very good job. Oh, could you step a little bit more forward, Mr. MICRØ? It's
this is a collab actually between Michael and CD.
Ooh.
And believe it or not, well, they have quite a few entries in this collection, although not many of them have been accepted into Rust. Am I standing in a good spot?
I'm trying to follow you.
Okay. So, but CD actually, I think, was the originator of this design, and if I'm not mistaken, he has something from the game Unturned that was it's called like Bulldog or something like that, and it's a very similar style, and that was from early 2021. Ooh. That may be where it got like its origin, like this collection, this theme, this style came from CD, I think. Well, just judging by his portfolio, I don't actually have, no one's told me that. It's something I've just inferred by looking at their various portfolios.
Well, it's nice to see people drawing from their experiences, and you know, it doesn't hurt to see a similar skin from another game that they made it from, if they own the property, I guess. The IP of a skin, can you do that?
Sure, exactly. Well, I mean, it's once you have a style established, it's hard even to rip that off. I mean, I guess you can copy someone, but you know, it's like,
no, never.
You know, and let's be honest, we do kind of see that from time to time in the workshop. But
well, I mean, there's only so many themes out there. Eventually, some things are going to end up becoming very similar. So, like,
it happens. It for sure happens, and I don't even think it's intentional.
And we see names accidentally getting copied as well. We've seen that happen where
that's true.
We've had a lot of instances. I mean, earlier this year we had the Gearlord tools. Was that correct? No, it was something Gothic. No, it was it Gothic tools or no? It was Gothic tools. And
Warlord was the set.
Yes,
It was originally called a different name.
Yes, because there was already an axe. No, there was already a hatchet called Gothic Hatchet or something along the lines of that. And a newer skin creator made his own Gothic hatchet and tools, hatchet and pickaxe, but they had to change it to Gothic Warlord. That's it. Yes. And we've seen the likes of submarine doors accidentally conflicting with each other. That's why we have a submarine door and a yellow submarine door. And there was also some pants that got conflicted with with a kilt Yeah, I'll talk crazily for a long time about that. Just know we might end up seeing some very similar ideas, especially with the likes of Christmas just around the corner. You're going to see icy, icicle. Hey, we've seen some of that recently. Snow, snowman. There's only so many themes that you can do and think of. So, yeah.
I think the Gothic Warlord was originally submitted as Warlord.
Yes, that's it. Warlord Hatchet. That's it. So yeah, Warlord Hatchet, and then there's a new guy, and he had to change it. It was Novarom, wasn't it? Novarom.
It was.
Yes, Novarom called his tools Warlord Hatchet and Pickaxe. He had to change it to Gothic Warlord and thing. So I think Face Punch themselves did that because they changed names a lot. As we said with the rock skin, originally called the Maya Rock, they changed it to Ancient Squiggles. So yeah, silly little facts. So, Mr. MICRØ, I think we've shown off all of the skins from this week. The Sheet Metal Door, Blackout MP5, the AK-47, the Kris Sword, the Predatory L96, Recycler Pump Shotgun, the silly little Squiggles Rock, and the Banger Sap. So that's all of the skins from this Rust rotation. Shall we move on to discussing the deployable that I have right behind me right here? So, Mr. MICRØ, if you could bring your fine self over here, put on your studying glasses, and take a good look at what we see. So, as we mentioned earlier, let's get this there. Ta-da! This is a continuation. We literally just saw the Tombgate armoured door appear last week, made by Mr. Wildcat. Well, he's decided to turn that into a double door, an armoured double door. And as we said earlier, when we're talking about that sheet metal door, potentially could you turn it to an armoured door, we are seeing a buff potentially coming out soon for armoured doors and double armoured doors. And it looks like it's potentially great timing for you, good sir, because I'm pretty sure we might be seeing an armoured door skin and a double armoured door skin potentially for the update for when that comes out, when we see the armoured door buffs. It's a good chance, but recently we've seen the likes of the Constellations double armoured door, we've seen the likes of the... thank you very much, Mr. MICRØ, that would be good to look at it in the dark. We've seen the likes of the Cold Hunter double armoured door. Now, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if anything like that even happens. We can assume, we can guess, we could hope, but it doesn't hurt to potentially consider making an armoured door skin or a double armoured door skin. Yes, I know we've had a lot of armoured door skins this year, but with the buff, we potentially might be seeing a lot more people using them, and we potentially could be seeing a lot of skin prices going up with these armoured door skins and double armoured door skins. We don't see many double armoured door skins come out, so could this be the next one to appear? The last one to appear being the Outer Planets double armoured door. But, this year as a whole, we haven't been super successful with the double door skins. It looks nice. It is visually different compared to the one that we saw last week. We could give them that, couldn't we, Mr. MICRØ? Didn't you make a bit of a joke that it looks like a heart?
I thought I saw a sort of a heart shape, but that is really, I think, due to the way I placed this door near the stage lights that we usually use. So it just so happens that the light is casting from that center point, and it gives a bit of a cone shape, and it kind of just leads your eye into seeing a bit of a heart shape. But yeah, I mean, I guess it still sort of does have this very curvy, and I don't know what these little shapes are. They look like teardrops or
till death do us part. Yes.
I'm not there. It's just got a very organic feel to it, and it's interesting sculptured job. So and it really kind of does look like it's made out of metal. It does look robust and heavy like an armored door should. So I can't really complain.
I like this.
It's not. I want to say it. I was going to say it's simple, but it's not even that simple. It's pretty intricate. So
not super colourful, but a lot of emphasis on the bump.
Yeah, the texture, right?
Yeah. So good job there, Mr. Wildcat. Let's see if you're successful. But we probably will be seeing quite a lot of armoured door and double armoured door skins potentially appearing over the course of the next 2 weeks. let's see if that update does get through. So we would assume that's likely going to be happening, correct? Commits like that, they tend to actually happen, don't they? Because I know you mentioned it earlier, and I've seen it with Shadowfax. This is like a goofy week for silly ideas being tested out, correct?
Well, there is a Hack Week project going on right now, which is like, a nice thing for the staff at Face Punch to have their ability to sort of take a freeform approach to stuff they'd like to see in the game. But I believe that update we saw, which was posted to the commit log, was referenced as a quality of life update. So
would you like to improve your quality of life, get a more secure door?
Always.
Why not invest into a double armor door? Right, so cool stuff, Mr. Wildcat. Hope to see more from you soon. And Mr. MICRØ, I believe it's time to start discussing all of the weapon continuations. And then I'm wearing a certain something that I'm very happy to talk about. What's that you're holding, Mr. MICRØ? That's not a continuation, tee-hee.
It's we had a request in the chat to show this off. This is Morphos's firefighter or fireman's. I forget what we called it now.
You made the thing.
Oh man. Well, this is not a continuation. This is me just doing a shameless plug for something I had the great fortune to collaborate with with a friend of mine this week. So
I'm going to put Shameless Plug as a chapter on my YouTube video.
Shameless Plug is this little chapter, and I can only really say that it looks nice on my back with this hoodie. It matches really nice. When you could see it over my shoulder, it looks pretty nice, don't you think?
Getting there. Yeah, it does blend very nicely. Just stand a little bit more backwards so I can see you in the grass with the background. Yeah, that does blend very nicely with your hoodie. Oh, don't you look cute?
I feel cute. I think it's a nice gun.
Yeah, I think you did a very good job there. Hey, as I said, maybe we'll start seeing some more pump shotgun skins. Can't rule it out just now. I mean, Eros did get 2 skins last week. We might see that demonic double Raven door appear next week as well. You never know. Can't rule it out, good sir.
Here's a fun fact and a testament to my laziness. I did the screenshots for this that you could see on the Rust Workshop page, and they were done basically standing right here looking up in that direction.
I could tell because I could see the snowy bit there. I was like, hang on a minute, I know where you are.
There's some secrets of the workshop.
Yes, tell me more secrets, you.
Let's move on to the real purpose why we're here.
Tell me more secrets.
Not to plug my stuff.
So yeah, we have a rule. We only really like to show off skins, workshop submissions that are part of already existing collections. Literally, we saw the Tombgate appear last week, so technically speaking, this is now a collection. And what do I have in my hands, Mr. MICRØ? If you could go stand over there, I am holding what would potentially be the Arctic camo knife. Yeah. And then, yes. So, it's called Arctic... No. Go stand there. Bad. You're
that knife you can... is the only melee weapon you can run with and use it and attack with it.
It's like being in London. Ha 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 ha. Alright, okay. So, everyone loves to make that joke. Step a little bit more forward. Let's get a good look at you. So this would technically be the Arctic camo knife if it is accepted, but in the workshop it's known as the Arctic protection knife. Yes. So yeah,
that's good.
So Mr. Demon, just to make sure that's definitely his name. Yep, because Mr. Demon has been making a lot of extra skins to pair up with the Arctic camo poncho, but they haven't been accepted. We've seen the likes of a hide shirt, hide pants, hide boots, a hide bucket helmet. Now we have a knife. I was about to say hide knife. Now we've got a Arctic protection knife, but will we actually see it be accepted? Because, Mr. MICRØ, when was you won't know, but you can guess, when was the last knife skin to be accepted in a Rust rotation?
I'm not sure I can name that many combat knife skins. I have the Phantom combat knife, and I really like that. But I think that was maybe a pretty early one. I don't honestly, I cannot name another combat knife skin. I'm slipping up here.
So probably the most well-known one might be the glow-in-the-dark knife from hell, which looks very cool. And, well, the most recent knife skin to be accepted was 2 years ago, back in 2020. I looked this up because this is a skin, of course, that appeared this week. I do my Tuesday workshop skin checks, which is becoming a regular thing. And I saw this and I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Then I went and had a look and whatnot, because this wasn't the only knife. There was another one as well. So I looked at that and I was like, oh, damn, it's been quite a while. Because, like, Face Punch introduced a new item. We got skins for it, and then they seemingly forgot about it for 2 years. So, potentially, could we see maybe another item that hasn't had a skin in such a long time finally get a new skin? Maybe, possibly. Oh, I don't know. Maybe as a joke, because not in a mean way, but do you remember last year when we got like 4 pieces of nuclear? Oh, what was it called? Nuclear clothing and armor. Do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about? What was its proper name? What's its proper name, MICRØ?
The Nuclear Fanatic?
That's it. So, randomly last year, in like December 2021, we saw Nuclear Fanatic very weirdly get both hoodie pants and tier 3 accepted. Was that correct? Yes. It was 4 pieces.
In the same week. That's
in the
right.
same week.
Yep.
Are Face Punch biding their time and considering releasing a whole batch of Arctic camo skins? Because there's a lot of them there, and it would be fitting for December time. How else to be better equipped in surviving the harsh, snowy environments, especially with polar bears everywhere, than getting a big knife? So, I wouldn't rule it out. I would like to see a knife skin appear again. Much like with the pump shotguns, it's been quite some time, so let's see if it works. And of course, great thing to stab barrels with. Don't look at me like that.
I would not use a combat knife for hitting barrels. I mean, you can. But I love the combat knife. In fact, that's one of my favorite skins or items to have to run around with. You're always
he likes to polish his.
Yeah.
Don't hurt my knife. But hey, other people just barrels with legs.
That's a wonderful analogy. I love it.
So, yeah, big knife. Now, I believe that is everything talked about. Mr. MICRØ, time to suit up. Do you want to get all of the skins and get yourself nice and suited? Because earlier this year we had a certain collection, quite interesting. What was it? Glister collection, which has had quite a strange timeline. So we saw the Glister collection first appear back in it was either March or April time. It started off with the tier 2, then we got the hoodie and the pants, and then sometime later we got the tier 3. Tier 2 was accepted, quite a lot of kilts were bought, and then we got the hoodie and the pants the week after that. And because we had so many kilts being bought, they were oversaturated, and right now they're very cheap. There's like 800 plus in the Steam market. So we waited for a long time to potentially see the tier 3 get accepted. We waited, and it never happened. And then we thought, okay, Complete the Sets is coming just around the corner. Maybe we'll see it for Complete the Sets. If I recall, Mr. MICRØ, it wasn't even considered. So, Mr. Samota, he's decided to make... Are you still holding... Oh, yeah, okay. So, Mr. Samota has decided to make Glister Tier 3 version 2. And I think he's done a really good job of bringing out all the colours to kind of match up very nicely. It also looks like Mr. MICRØ's smiling at you. Were you so happy about Goofy Grin?
I'm just so happy in my Glister set, man. I love it.
So, Mr. Samota, you've been quite successful with your CSGO skin making. Let's see if we can finally see the end of all the core pieces of Glister collection. So, let's start from the bottom and go all the way to the top. We never got those Glister boots either, did we? So, as we slowly move up these pants, get a good look at the clothing. I almost said hoodie. I'm like, wait, you don't put the hoodie there, you put the hoodie up here. So we've already had the tier 2. Obviously, we have been waiting so long for this tier 3. And It was this and the toy hoodie and pants I was waiting for a long time for. Oh, great usage of the axe as well. The hatchet, I mean. So, very nicely done. If you were to compare this to the old version of the Tier 3, you'd notice the difference in the colour, presentation. You've got the nice, like, leathery parts here. I'm not sure what that's for. Is that, like, handles? Is it Velcro? I don't know, but he's added more to it. He's made it more distinct and interesting. Chat, YouTube, would you like to see a full collection of Glister? Would you like to vote for Glister Tier 3? I personally would. As an investor, I'd be very happy because I'm already invested into this. I've got 400 kills. Oh dear. But if you are aware of what we've been talking about throughout this year, we've noticed the likes of the hoodie and the pants getting pumped. They were manipulated. At one point, the hoodie was selling for around $30 a piece. And the legs, not legs, the pants. The pants was sold all the way up to about $15. And then they weren't getting supported, and then suddenly they crashed in price and whatnot. So maybe Face Punch is like, we've seen a lot of sales this year. Maybe we should probably have this Tier 3. And if we do see that Tier 3 being accepted, another core piece to a collection that's already got core pieces on the Steam market, we could potentially see the hoodie and the pants and the kilt jump up in price. The reactionary nature of the Rust economy. I've said this so many times these past few weeks because we've had the likes of the random appearance of the lightweight version 3 for the hoodie and the pants. We've had Apostate. This is probably the best moneymaker in terms of skin investing. The core pieces. And fingers crossed, hopefully we see something soon, because these past 2 weeks we have not seen a marketable / tradable clothing or armour piece on the workshop. The last clothing and armour pieces we had were the Raven, Poncho and Deerskull mask. Where are the Tier 2, the Tier 3 and the hoodie and the pants skins? I don't know. Maybe we'll start seeing a whole bunch. I am expecting to potentially see a big batch of them maybe next week or for Wipe Day. We don't fully know, but we can only really hope. So, yeah. MICRØ, do you like your colours? Do you think you stand out ever so nice? Ooh, that's a nice look in the dusk. Very shiny.
I don't know how to answer that really, because if you say I don't like my colors, this is every color, and I mean, who doesn't like at least one color?
In a damn, we should.
I like all colors, and this has all colors.
We could have said, we could have put you in a disco because you would have looked really good dancing on there. Oh, damn it! All right, if it gets accepted, we know what we're gonna do. All right. For you, Mr. Samota, we'll get it all nice and set up. We can celebrate. So, yeah, that's all the skins this week. I'm not sure what else we need to sit here and say. Don't need to point out, like, Charitable Rust anymore. Charitable Rust is very nice. The servers are still up. If you want to get involved, you're more than welcome. Mr. MICRØ, any final words to sit there and say?
No, I think we had an action-packed week. This week between all the, we had an extra sort of group of things to cover. We had Charitable Rust plus our normal store rotation plus some nice continuations. And if you've been paying attention to the donation bar at the top of the screen, I think we've probably raised something like $3,000 or so just in the span of time that we've been streaming here. So
see, that's why I wanted that on. That's why I wanted that here. So, yeah, thank you all. Thank you all. If you bought the skins, if you donated, thank you, everybody. It's obviously all for a good cause and whatnot. And, of course, it's not the only year we do this. It's going to be going on again next year. And in year after that, and year after that, and year after that, because Rust is never going to die. So, back with the clothing, are we, Mr. MICRØ? You can't get rid of that look. You're too attached to it.
I was there last year, too. I got the...
Yeah.
From the previous year's selection.
If you missed out this year, don't worry. There's always next year. And, yeah, just jump in, have some fun, enjoy yourself. And, like I said, if you don't think you can do a direct donation, you, of course, can still buy the hoodie, the large box. You could be tempted to maybe get the ever so lovely looking double doors with the see-through windows. Whoa! And then, of course, we also have the SAR. Mr. MICRØ, would you like to open the door and show the SAR? Which way am I looking? Where's he gone? There he is.
Over here. I have it in my backpack. So let me pull that out.
Hey, so looking extra dapper, looking very cool. That was this year's Charitable Rust 2022, and let's see. Yes, shoot for charity. So thank you all for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We hope you had a wonderful time. And goodbye, Mr. MICRØ.
Goodbye.